What's up, Renegade Nation? Before we begin the video, I'd like to give a big shout out to our most recent Patreon supporters, BakaBread, Jacobus06, Sam Phelps, Ernesto Membreno, Red Steel Moss, Locus Corellius, King Joe, Anthony Vang, Jesse Dooley, Marshall Selden, Marvoius, Benito Osuna, Godzilla Man 97, Mikael Fernandez, Greg Capazzoli, Jamar Jefferson, Lady Susano, and Nick Barnard. Thank you all very much for your support. And if you want to support us on Patreon, feel free to click the link below to find out more. We'll see you there.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. After a long slumber, it seems as though the Ecto-1 has restarted. And look, there's no dancing around this. I'll say this much. Ghostbusters 2016, I watched it. I laughed at some stuff. I thought it was okay. But for the most part, it fell short in a lot of ways. And I guess people didn't watch it. Now, that's no critique of... That's not me saying, oh, the film's the most terrible thing of all time. No, come on, grow up. The Room is still the worst film of all time. Actually, that's debatable.
But The Room's so good, though.
But overall, the Ghostbusters franchise, a lot of franchises have had the shit kicked out of them over the last few years. A lot of the old mainstays, the Alien franchise, which, thank you, Ridley Scott, go f yourself and burn in a hole forever.
Please do.
And then after that, we also had Terminator: Dark Fate, which Jacob, I never got a chance to watch, but Jake went and watched it. He thought it was good, but it didn't hit with audiences like they thought it would. And now we get Ghostbusters Afterlife, which, I'm gonna be honest, I only know the people who are like some of the people who are in this. I know Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things is in this.
Okay,
cool.
And from what I understand as well, a lot of the original Ghostbusters are coming back as well. The three who are still alive: Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, and friggin' Winston Zeddemore. I saw him the other day. It's a lot like, oh god, I'm gonna.
You having a strong?
that rattle anything.
Ernie Hudson. My brain, like, you see, the cogs are turning up there. It's just every now and again a cobweb gets caught up in the cog, and it's just like, nope. I gotta knock it loose, just like a good shot to the head. That always does it. Anywho,
My brain's just like a Windows 95 operating system, and it's a lot of the files are corrupted. So,
That's why if you say something to me and I go what, and then I immediately answer your question, it's because I'm lagging.
it was just loading, loading response.
well, this is if that's the case, this is what I imagine. Whenever you come up with an idea, it sounds like.
Pretty much.
And then sometimes
And then occasionally you'll get halfway through that and you'll hear boom. And I'll just be like, what were we talking about?
My brain is literally like that mechanical scream that Dollop used to do, just like.
Yeah, that's mine a lot of the times.
It's like trying to think of some of my favorite characters throughout history. It's just like.
Yeah, that
one. But anyway,
It's like, that sound it makes like whenever your keyboard's like you're not like on the program you're supposed to be, and you start trying to type on a keyboard on like the previous Windows systems, and like every time you would hit a key, it would make that fucking sound. Yeah. It's like that's what I'm accidentally doing with my brain a lot of the times, and I have to be like, wait, hang on,
wrong window.
I gotta pull up Task Manager really quick.
Wow, computing jokes.
Pretty much.
Oh god, that's only the best kind of comedy here, guys. So
I wish I could upgrade computers or upgrade my brain like we upgraded computers, because my computer now is bitching, but my brain's still fucking a bit obsolete.
Well, we'll get you an Adderall upgrade, and hopefully that'll help.
Yeah, that usually helps.
So, again, everybody,
It's like the equivalent of at least like closing some background processes or something.
yeah,
Just defrag.
yeah. But Ghostbusters Afterlife is oh shit. Oh, there we go.
Oh yeah, did we find out if I can actually be heard this time? It looks like I can.
Yeah. I think
Last time we started recording, we did like a whole episode of something, and a major reaction, and my microphone wasn't actually turned on the.
it was
program on
the
computer.
YouTube rewind.
My mic was on, but
Yeah.
like on the
Like,
computer,
you just
it
weren't
wasn't
turned
set
on.
to be on. So I was just trying to do jokes and like just basically it was like it looked like.
I guess I'm the quiet one. Or
No, you're
yeah.
here on this one with me.
Okay.
So yeah.
So
Yeah, you're fairly loud. You're on Micah's microphone, which usually is I have turned up really loud because Micah, in spite of having the voice of a god, is very soft spoken.
yeah, if you're God, you can't just be tossing that shit out like for everybody.
No, if you got
He has to be careful not to accidentally create anything when he's talking
Or
so.
destroy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my whole thing is I just have the annoying voice of a pleb, and that's why you hear me very often, because the louder I speak, the more important I am. No, I'm just yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, Ghostbusters Afterlife, we got the trailer queued up here. Let's get this up on screen and let's see what's kicking with the kids nowadays.
What are you doing here in Somerville anyway?
Honestly, my mom won't say it, but we're completely broke. And the only thing that's left in our name
Have I seen that one?
is this creepy old farmhouse our grandfather
Wait.
left us in the middle of nowhere. Why'd you bring me up
Looks
here?
familiar.
Entertainment value?
Whoa.
What is that?
I don't know.
What'd you do, Mike?
A town that isn't anywhere near a tectonic plate, that has no fault lines, no fracking, no loud music even, is shaking on a daily basis.
Under the dining table now! Hey, remember that one summer we died under a table?
I found this in my living room.
Whoa, killer replica.
A replica of what?
A ghost trap? There hasn't been a ghost sighting in 30 years. New York in the 80s? It's like The Walking Dead. Your dad never mentioned this to you?
It's just my mom. My grandfather died. My mom says we're just here to pick through the rubble of his life.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Egon's granddaughter. Awesome, dude.
Call it fate.
Shit, Shandor Mining Company? What?
Call it luck.
Oh, baby.
Oh, I believe that everything happens for a reason.
Oh my god. No. Yes. Oh! Oh my god, yes. What?
That's a gunner seat?
That's awesome. Yes. Okay.
All right, that looks pretty
Okay.
tight.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay.
Looks like a good concept.
Yeah, okay. Nostalgia is running very high with me right now because Ghostbusters is one of my films that when I was a kid I watched it so many times. I had the lines memorized by the time I was like 12 years old. So the whole thing with Ghostbusters is that Ivo Shandor and his the first film and his,
Real quick before everybody clicks off the video, I apologize. I'm not as up to date on Ghostbusters as everybody else. Ghostbusters is the movie I watched when I was a kid, and I was like, that was pretty cool. I didn't really become a huge fan of it, so sorry for my lack of reaction to it, but it looks cool.
Well, okay, so the whole thing with this being Egon's grandchildren, number one, that surprised me he had children at all, because he seemed very disinterested in like family and all that and procreating. But that being said, if anything, he probably did have a child with Janine Melnitz, the receptionist. Remember her from the movie?
I think so.
Glasses, like a very monotonous voice, like Ghostbusters. What do you want?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, but anyway, I think about that, and I think about just how everything could be shaped and formed in this, and how the original Ghostbusters can come back in. Also, I didn't know Paul Rudd was in this.
Yeah.
And if Paul Rudd is like their science teacher who helps them understand what ghosts are and how they should be able to fight these ghosts with the proton packs again, and I'm like, oh.
Something else that's I think is kind of cute and exciting about this is like I said not too long ago, I watched the Movies That Made Us thing about Ghostbusters, and they talked about the reason why Dan Aykroyd came up with the idea of Ghostbusters and everything is his family comes from a family of oracles, of people like having a history of studying ghost behavior and like hauntings and things like that. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like a weird like passing the torch, like it's a family thing for him, and this is like a family thing for the characters from the movie, and like I don't know, I just really like that idea of passing on.
You want to know an interesting thing about the writer and director Jason Reitman? His dad Ivan Reitman directed the first two Ghostbusters films, and when people heard that Jason Reitman was going to be directing a new Ghostbusters film, they're just like, it's the passing of the torch and all that. And Dan Aykroyd was just like, that's what this has been the entire time. That's and I'm happy that Sony is going back to the basics, because this is going back to basics, in which I believe in moving forward, but when you've been away from something, because keep this in mind, Ghostbusters 2, of the last mainline Ghostbusters of that franchise, came out in 1989, 30 years ago. 30 freaking years ago.
As old as I am.
Yes, and 1 year older than me. Or 1 year younger than me. So the whole thing with Ghostbusters being passed on to the next generation and having these newer characters be introduced and also have a connection in some way with the previous Ghostbusters, I'm okay with. Mm-hmm. I like when it. You see, it's not. I don't believe in forcing stuff on your kids. So if, say, Egon did have his kids, actually maybe that's the point. Maybe that's why, the kids never knew about their grandfather or something like that. Maybe their mom was like very skeptical of all of her father's exploits, and knew that it would just she didn't have any interest in it, and maybe that's why she hid that from the kids. And then when the kids found out about it, it's just like, holy crap. It's almost like finding old memorabilia, like finding my grandma's old memorabilia, finding out how big of a Elvis fan she was, and also didn't know this. My grandmother was actually a fan of the Beatles fan club. Whenever she the Beatles American fan club, she had the little card. We had to find a little card in there, and it had a little signature on it, and it was from 1964. I was blown away by it. I was like, wow, I learned a whole new thing about my grandma.
Yeah,
because the grandma I grew up with loved only Conway Twitty and Hank Williams. And I'm like, Jesus. That people change over time, and it just goes to show you that people go through different phases in their lives and are different people sometimes. And
I was also going to say it's a little bit funny because one of the recent Always Sunny episodes did make fun of the concept of passing the torch down to like a younger generation for movies that everybody likes. Because they did their I can't remember what's the name of the series, Thunder Gun. Is the movie series, the fake movie series that they all like, and it's kind of like a Die Hard, like Mission Impossible, type
stereotypical American action movie.
They get basically asked to come view a movie, and they're like, we want to get an audience reaction. It's an early showing. You want to see this movie? And they're like, oh yeah, sure, show us your piece of crap indie film or whatever, And it's like, the movie you're seeing today is Thunder Gun 5 or 6 or whichever number it is, and they're all like, holy crap! And then they watch it, and it really sucks, and they're like, they don't get the fact that like they're trying to pass the torch down to like the guy's like grandson at the end of the movie and stuff like that, and they're just like, but no, we want him, like, and stuff like that.
Well, and the thing that...
But obviously they're all idiots, so...
Well, they are. Well,
Yeah.
they're idiots and they're very, very mean people.
Yeah.
But with this, I mean, I think it works with Spangler's character, with Harold Ramis's character, because unfortunately Harold Ramis passed away. He passed away in, I think it was 2014. Had actually a very, very bad autoimmune, like a hereditary autoimmune disease that debilitated him and actually made him unable to walk the last few years of his life, which it's very sad to hear about because, you know, what everyone says, he was actually a very funny person and a very nice guy to be around. But I think with him, I remember actually all the fan art that came out after he passed away. There was the one, it was like him and Slimer walking into the light with his proton pack left at the in the foreground. I'm like, oh, that's sweet, man.
Well, and they had wanted Slimer to kind of actually be like a nod to John Belushi. Because he was originally, like, they wanted him in the film.
Him and Aykroyd, they were the Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
I mean,
they've done a lot together. So, like, yeah, his being nasty and everything, like, that's all a wink and nod to Animal House and everything. Like, that you know, so, like...
Yeah, I see
and tying that in, like, all of the green... that you notice, like, in the trailer, if you notice, there's a lot of that, like, Slimer, like, ectoplasm, like, green.
Yeah.
In this, and I'm like, yeah, that's totally a wink to that, and that's perfect. Like, if you're
wink, yeah. And the fact that they got, well, I know everyone's gonna make Stranger Things jokes because Finn Wolfhard's in this. Haha, Mike. Hey, Mike, you gonna call 11 to come save the day? Yeah, and all that. Look, guys. Yeah, you can reference. Hooray! You can reference other shows that other people are in. Look, I get it. It's funny, but at the same time, I mean, come on. They're trying to do something with this, and I can see how they're trying to pass things down and how it. I'm hoping that this will work. I mean, I don't know if it'll work. I mean, I was. There's been films I've been wholly skeptical about, like completely skeptical, and then I watch and I'm like, damn, that was actually really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not being fully skeptical about this. I'm not diving all the way in on it, but I still have a bit of skepticism about it. But still, from everything I'm seeing here, I like this.
Yeah,
a lot.
Like from standing alone, and even just like you know, like Nick said, I watched the movies and stuff, but obviously I was not a kid in the 80s, so it doesn't hit as close to me as it does for some people. The nostalgia level, you know, but like,
yeah,
I think it looks fun. I think it looks exciting. I think it'll be a fun movie.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, all right. So everybody, thank you all very much for tuning in again. And if you all want to see more, I mean, you know what to do. I mean, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell to stay notified. Leave a like on the video. We always appreciate it. Check out our Discord and our Patreon. Links are in the description down below. And until next time, signing off, I'm Nate.
I'm Lynette.
I'm Nick.
And we will see you in the next one. Peace out.